Now today, in spite of such a vicious campaign, he goes to Keshubhai, he touches his feet, seeks his blessing, and today if he says that if some mistakes have been there, say sorry, you are also having a problem with that? No, you're also having a problem with that? And then, just a minute, just a minute. No, please. No, please. Wait, please.
I think all our panelists
today,
are asking for a clarification, Mr. Prasad.
No,
they are very curious, Mr. Prasad. Please hear them, Mr. Prasad.
Please let me complete. Please let me complete. Today, when Narendra Modi took also a big fun at many of the leading lights of India's media, also in his speech. And I think when even his genuine, I would say, some comment full of humility is also being questioned, there is a very refusal to acknowledge the victory of Narendra Modi. And that is what I saw in Mr. Mehta. Why he is apologizing? To whom he is saying that? Come on, you don't recognize his good governance. You don't recognize his leadership quality. Mr. Mehta, I know you have a problem with Narendra Modi. But today at least leave that aside. Acknowledge his victory.
No, 1 second.
I'm actually praising Narendra Modi for having gone one step in the direction in which everybody wants him to go.
No, before you came in, Ravi Shankar Prasad, Manish Tiwari, who's still with us. Manish Tiwari, who's still with us, says Narendra Modi should have, from that speech on that platform, said something about 2002. Didn't you say that, Mr. Manish Tiwari? You raised 2002.
I did not say that. Arnab, I did not say that. All I said was when Mr. Arun Jaitley was making the point about 1984, I said it is something which is reprehensible, which is horrendous, which cannot be condoned by any civilized society. And then I pointed out that the Congress President and the Prime Minister repeatedly expressed regret for it, and you did not hear a single word of remorse insofar as the Gujarat program was concerned from either the Chief Minister of Gujarat till today or from any leader of the BJP. The only time that Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee spoke about it was in 2004 while he was talking to reporters in Manali, where he squarely blamed the NDA defeat of 2004 on what happened in Gujarat in 2002.
To the entire campaign. No, you didn't raise 2002 to the entire campaign, but I'll let Ravi Shankar Prasad answer that because he wanted to come in on that point. I think he directly wanted to take you on that point here, Mr. Prasad. Yes, to Mr. Tiwari.
Yes. If it was so much of a big issue, who prevented Sonia Ji, who prevented Rahul Gandhi, who prevented Manish Tiwari? I heard his eloquence in Baroda. He could have taken that on. Because first you raise Maut Ka Saudagar, the people reject, then you shy away, then you go with false statistics, people even reject that, and on the day of a great victory, you are raising the bogey of 2002. Advani ji, Atal ji, all of us, the minister said, it is unfortunate.
The most let him respond. I think Manish Tiwari can respond directly. Let him complete. Okay, complete.
Only one line. Yes, I acknowledge Mr. Manish Tiwari that the Prime Minister said like that. I have not heard Sonia Ji openly said that. But today you make a tokenism, but no one has been convicted. There is no fair investigation. People are demanding justice. 84 riot, nearly 10,000, those who have been the victims. No justice given. In Gujarat, law is taking its course. People are getting convicted. Others are being monitored. Therefore, this is the hard case which you'll have to do. A and B, minorities still have the best regarded development in Gujarat. Therefore, all these things are too well known.
So, Mr. Manish Tiwari, a straightforward challenge being put by you. If this issue was so dear to your heart, you are the country's information and broadcasting minister. You decide a lot about the party's own media strategy. You have held press conferences, and I think Ravi Shankar Prasad says you waxed eloquent in Baroda. I missed that. But if it was so important to Manish Tiwari, then why did Manish Tiwari and all the other Congress leaders shy away from talking about 2002 in the course of the campaign? Were you so worried about polarizing the contest that you gave up on an issue which had critical significance to the people of the state? And having done that, Mr. Tiwari, can you take another position on it now? Would you like to respond quickly to Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad? I know time is short for both of you, but I'd like this settled.
Well, Arnab, since Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad did refer to my eloquence, what I feel very regretful about is that he selectively picks up on my eloquence. If he would have heard the statement in entirety, whether it was Baroda or it was anywhere else in Gujarat, we have always consistently stood and fought for the cause of justice. And may I remind Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad that it is the Supreme Court of India which observed that while the Neros of Gujarat were fiddling, the state was burning. And if there would not have been miscarriage of justice in the state, trial after trial wouldn't have been shifted out of the state. Those are hard realities, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, which whether the BJP likes it or not, even in the so-called moment of triumph, when they've actually lost the state which they held, you cannot shy away from.
Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, you haven't answered the significant question. Everybody here today asked that in the victory speech, Mr. Narendra Modi apologized. Was he seeking apology for 2002? What did he mean in that victory speech when he said, "Agar koi galti ho to mujhe maaf kar dena"? Was this his message to the people of Gujarat that 2002 should be put behind?
Well, Navika, I would put it differently. If he is showing his humility, कि अगर मुझसे कोई गलती हुई तो मुझे माफ करना, this is a sign of his greatness. That a man who has done created a history in the sense, again a massive victory, based upon his good performance, is showing humility. I think you should take it in that stride. I cannot add on it. I cannot subtract it.
ऐसी और कौन सी गलती थी, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad?
No. I would tell you, गलती थी आपने बहुत देखा है. I think you must need to appreciate the sheer humility of Narendra Bhai, which he has shown today in the greatest moment of his triumph, which the world is talking about and rejoicing about.
I would like to ask Manish Tiwari. Manish Tiwari, for your severe criticism of Narendra Modi, would you admit that he has emerged today as a principal vote getter, a mass leader, an aggressive player on the national stage? Would you concede on these 3 points? However strongly you disagree with him, would you concede as a political rival, he has a certain potency today, Mr. Manish Tiwari, which even you cannot...
I do not concede on either of these points. And the reason why I do not do so, as I was earlier pointing out, that this is not the first time that triple play has taken place. After all, you have Delhi right in front of you. 1998, 2003 and 2008, under very trying and accentuating circumstances, Mrs. Sheila Dikshit and the Congress was repeated in Delhi. So therefore, this barua which is sought to be created, or this hysteria which is sought to be generated, yes, in the sense he has won. We need to go back to the drawing board. But in the final analysis, it is BJP one down and advantage Congress in this round of Vidhan Sabha elections. Like it or not, that's a statistical reality or a political reality. You cannot detract or deflect from.
115 है ये.
Well,
that's arrogant. That's arrogant. That's arrogant.
It is arrogance.
When you try and play a big state against a small state, that is arrogance. That is arrogance.
Arnav, can I come in here?
Yes, Mr. Prasad.
I think that's the worst kind of arrogance to belittle the victory in what you call is a smaller state.
1 second, Mr. Prasad is responding to you, Mr. Tiwari. This is getting very interesting. Yes, Mr. Prasad. Who's arrogant and who's not?
Regardless of the, I would say, complete reluctance of Mr. Manish Tiwari to acknowledge, on your channel, I congratulate his party for winning Himachal Pradesh. I also congratulate Veerbhadra Singh for emerging victorious in Himachal Pradesh. Okay? If Ms. Manish Tiwari is not willing to abide by the political dharma of India's polity, good luck to him. But I would tell him, Mr. Manish Tiwari, you may refuse to. The 6 crore people of Gujarat have reposed their trust in him, one, because of his good governance, because of his inclusive development, which is for all to see. And secondly, at least in a democracy, it is very important that humility is also a part of our democracy. Manish Tiwari is a very promising political leader of his party.
Well, I think Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, after delivering those sanctimonious only, may I also remind you that 6 crore people of Gujarat actually don't vote. There may be 6 crore people living in Gujarat, but the numbers who vote are much less. So therefore this chest thumping and tom-tomming on 6 crore people, I think is a bit of a stretch. And when we talk about magnanimity, I think magnanimity has to be qualified and caveated by the fact that you cannot sweep all those dark deeds and dark days under the carpet just because you've had an electoral victory.
Let Mr. Prasad respond one last time. One last time
no,
I have limited time. I know Ravi Shankar. Yes.
And I don't want to repeat all the sad record of Congress in terms of riot of 1984, of Bhiwandi, of Maliana, of Meerut, in my state of Bhagalpur where 2,000 Muslims were killed. Justice was given by my government. Let us leave it. Today is not the date. But my parting shot for him is, good luck to him. His very senior colleague, the very eminent finance minister of India, seen as a possible prime minister by Western journalists, today has already said that we have won Gujarat. If Mr. Manish Tiwari has chosen to follow that, good luck to him.
Ravi, in the sense, since you're being, since you're being so magnanimous, why don't you at least concede that you held 2 states? One was won by the Congress party, and it doesn't take rocket science to figure out that who's got the advantage. Since you're being so magnanimous, then be magnanimous enough to concede that in this round of assembly elections, it is actually advantage Congress.
Manish, the difference between you
I'm
and
a
me
very
is this.
non-magnanimous, bitter man in your definition, and you're the great magnanimous personality. I beg of your magnanimity then to concede the Congress the victory it has got, even if you do it grudgingly.
All right.
Well, I would like to congratulate you both. One for Himachal and one for Gujarat.
And for very good spin doctor.
Thank you, Arnav.
And for both sides, Vinod Mehta says...
Thank you, Arnav. Thank you.
And parting shot from
Good night.
me. And congratulations to Arnav Goswami, who is speaking from 7 o'clock in the morning. Now it is 10 o'clock in the night, but the voice remains the same strong. Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much for that.
Well,
that goes to the entire team here.
I endorse that.
We have a superb team. I have superb team at Times Now that has brought us the election coverage. Thank you. That was fantastic. Now let's get a parting word from all our panelists.
It takes the night of the results for riots to come back into the lexicon of politics.
Arnav, the way Manish Tiwari spoke today and the way earlier senior ministers of the Congress spoke, this is the India shining moment for the Congress party, because they are seeing a victory in this. This could be India shining for the Congress party.
Absolutely. Last word from this side of the panel. Do you think this is the run-up for 2014 that has started today?
2013 September.
Yes. Nirja.
Yes. Meeting with Keshu Bhai, addressing the crowd in Hindi, which is a national audience. Every little opportunity Narendra Modi has taken to move on that road.
Well planned, isn't it?
And the Congress recognizes it. Why do you think Manish Tiwari today remembers 2002? Because now it will come back into...
It will be a bigger issue.
I sense a distinct, feeling of fear in the Congress at this rise of Narendra Modi. That's why they're so anxious to play down the victory in Gujarat.
To play down, Jay.
Whether it be Veerbhadra, Narendra Modi, it's a vote for leadership. Parties that don't nurture leaders and satraps are destined to
does not work. Last word to you, Vinod Mehta.
No, I just want to say that I've heard so much today. But how can anybody who is sane and who's not a bloody lunatic, how can you say that it's the 3rd time victory for Narendra Modi is not an endorsement of his rule in Gujarat?
Okay.
How can you say that?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the figure is on your screen right now. We've had a great time bringing this election coverage to you. Eventually, the voter says a difference of 8%, a substantial victory. And I think the story is there on this board. Saffron has retained. Saffron has spread in certain areas. The Congress party is fighting back. This is the run-up to 2014.